Hi, everyone. It's Don. I figured it was time to give you some updates on the lab and just kind of check in. First of all, things have been going really well. We've had a really good energy in the lab. We've been really, really productive, doing a lot of stuff. We've had some papers come out recently this year. We had another paper get accepted, noteworthy one with Russ Webster, who was a former member of our lab. He published a paper with me and some undergraduates on consumer ethics and how they relate to beliefs in pure good and pure evil. We're really excited about that paper getting accepted. Can't wait for that to come out. Lots of other papers have come out recently. Um, we did all the SPSB. SPSB is the Society for Personality and Social Psychology. I think all told, we had about 20 presentations there, and they went great. Myself, I did a talk on exams by you, which is a really cool thing that I do in my classes, where I have my students not just take exams, but write and take their own exams as a really kind of cool way to give them some control about how to demonstrate their learning. Some of our data show, we actually have a manuscript that we submitted reporting how these go, shows that it reduces test anxiety. It takes some time. It's not something that's a quick process for students. But if you put in the time, you tend to do well and it reduces test anxiety. So that's something we're excited to do. And when I gave the talk at the conference, it went well. People said good things and had good questions, and that made me pretty happy. I gave another talk recently on engaging your classes with difficult dialogues, talking about things like social justice and diversity and equity and inclusion, and how to get people to buy into those conversations. And that went really well. And I was really excited to have that conversation because I think those are conversations that we need to be having with each other and with our students. We've had a couple of really cool things happen in the lab as well as that. Tucker Jones, one of our lab members, won the Department of Psychological Sciences here at K-State, the Graduate Researcher Award, the Outstanding Graduate Researcher Award. We're really proud of him for that, and he really deserves that. Ashley Schiffer won the Outstanding Graduate Teaching Assistant Award in the Department of Psychological Sciences at Kansas State. We're really excited for her. And for her to win that after her first year is amazing. And it's really a testament to how wonderful she was as a TA, and she was my TA, in helping us continue to do our job to the best of our abilities in the midst of a pandemic. She actually, and this is part of the reason she won the award, she helped me to take my classes and migrate them from a fully face-to-face implementation to a fully remote implementation in less than 2 weeks. So Ashley was amazing, continues to be amazing, and I'm really excited for her that she won. Um, We've been having students in the lab write their own letters of recommendation. This is something we do every semester. They have students will both write and read aloud their letters of recommendation. Really cool way to get people to kind of embrace their own accomplishments. It's kind of awkward, writing and saying good things about yourself, but a really good way for them to appreciate their accomplishments. And we've been doing this the last couple of weeks. We're going to continue to do it moving forward, do a couple a week in each of the team meetings. And it's really wonderful to really hear the wonderful things that students in this lab have done, and to see them take ownership of those achievements is really heartening. So that's something that's really a highlight of my weeks right now. My own face-to-face classes are going well. I now have a situation where my classes now have at least a couple days a week. I'm in the classroom with at least some of my students. They still have the option to Zoom in if they'd like, rather than attending face-to-face. But that's really energizing. This is something that I've missed as an instructor. So I'm really excited that I'm seeing some of my students face-to-face. And a couple of you watching this might be some of those students. So thank you so much for showing up. It's been great. And for those of you who Zoom in, keeping those videos on, thank you so much. That is awesome there too. Stu Miller and Tiffany Lawless have both now officially passed their preliminary exams. Ballots are signed, they're to the grad school, so that's a really awesome degree hurdle. So now they are all but dissertation, they're ABD, and that is really exciting for them. Um, Update on Engage the Sage. We continue to put out videos. We put out some videos on our empathetic course design stuff. I think we now have 4 videos related to our empathetic course design stuff. Our views for the channel are now over 7,800 views, which is about 900 more than they were in December, which is pretty sweet. So if you haven't, definitely check those videos out. And we got some more ideas coming out that we're going to be putting out. So that's been really cool too. And then the last thing I want to kind of mention, this has been really awesome. I said we did all the SPSB earlier, and I didn't mean that. Typically, when we go to SPSB and do all the SPSB, not only is there the professional element, there's also the social element. There's a time we get to hang out and be acquainted, and we didn't have that opportunity. Not like last year we were at New Orleans and we were looking for karaoke and finding great food and all of those kind of things. We didn't get to do that this year. So Tiffany Lawless kind of took it on herself to set up a lab game night. And we had that last night and it was amazing. And hopefully several of you watching this were there and remember, but we played Among Us and Cards Against Humanity. It wasn't crazy. Code words, lots of other kinds of things, great games. It was great to see people. And there are people who are in the lab now. There are people in the lab several years ago who have since moved on to their own professional careers. And it was great to see everybody and to connect in that way. So I hope that the game nights is something that we do every now and then to kind of stay connected in that social way, because when we do all the SPSB, we do things like that. So I think it was not exactly the same, but it was a really nice way to connect and it really made me happy. So hopefully I'll see some of you in that as we go forward. So that's what's going on in the lab. I hope you were interested in some of this. And if not, maybe it'll be more interesting next time. But we're going to continue to rock. We're going to do all the things all the time. And I hope all is well.